Hello everyone, in this video we're going to talk about the circumference of a circle. So what is it and how can we find it? Well, the circumference is very similar to the perimeter of a shape. It's just the distance around. And with the circle, since it's the distance around a circle, we refer to it as the circumference. So when we get to the circumference, we know that we also have in our circle a diameter, and that diameter is also made up of two radii, right? Or a radius is half of the diameter. So we have a ratio of our circumference to our diameter, so c over d, and it is equal to pi. So if we take this equation, c over d is equal to pi, and we solve it for c, then we can multiply both sides by d, and we get our equation for circumference, which is c is equal to pi times diameter. Well, we just said a minute ago that the diameter is made up of two radii, so the radius is half of the diameter. So we could also write this equation as c equals 2 pi r, because 2 times r, 2 times the radius, that would be our diameter, okay? So if we look at our diagram down here, we have a circle, we are given the diameter of the radius, and so our circumference is essentially just this distance around our circle, okay? So that's what we're gonna be finding. So we're gonna look at 3 examples where we're given a different piece of information and we just need to find a missing length. So number 1 says we wanna find the circumference when the radius is equal to 11. So here we are given radius. So we want to say c equals 2 pi r. We don't want to use pi times diameter here because we're given the radius. And now let's just plug in our information. So the circumference is equal to 2 pi times 11. And now I'm going to multiply 2 times 11 to get 22 pi. So sometimes you can write your answer in terms of pi. So we say 22 pi. However, we could also approximate that by plugging that into our calculator. So if I type in 22 pi, that gives me approximately 69.12 inches. So that would be our answer for part 1. Okay, so 22 pi would be our more exact answer, and then we could round that to get an approximate 69.12. Next one says find the radius when the circumference equals 4 meters. So I'm going to use the same equation, c equals 2 pi r, but now I'm going to plug in 4 for c. And I'm going to divide here. So I'm going to divide, let's just do one thing at a time. So let's divide by 2. So now we have 2 equals pi times r. And now let's divide by pi just so we don't get lost there. So now we have r is equal to 2 over pi. And once again, in terms of pi, we could leave it like that. Or we could do 2 divided by pi. And that's going to give us approximately 0.64 meters for our radius. Okay. All right, and the last one that we're going to do involves the diameter now. So now we want to find the diameter when the circumference is equal to 17 feet. So now I'm going to use c equals pi times diameter, and we have circumference is 17, and now we're just going to divide both sides by pi. So here we get the diameter is equal to 17 over pi, and now we can put that in our calculator, 17 divided by pi, and that gives us approximately 5.41 feet. Okay, and that is circumference of a circle, what it is, and how to find it.